Hi, I'm Tammy, and welcome to today's Vinyasa Flow with an invitation to be where your feet are. I heard that phrase earlier this year, and it really resonated with me, and I've used it several times throughout the year. Whether it's I'm feeling distracted and I need to bring myself back into the present moment, if I'm finding myself in the past or with thoughts in the future, just to be where my feet are, to be in this present moment that is a gift for us and can offer us so much if we're in the present moment. So I invite you to invite that phrase into the space for yourself today. Be where your feet are. Let's take a collective breath together, inhaling and exhaling. Dropping your shoulders down. One more time, inhaling and exhaling as you're finding your comfortable seat. We're going to start with breath work called Samaverte box breathing. Samaverte meaning equal lengths. So we're doing the count of 4. And the box is, for me, I'm a visual person, so I like to visualize a box. And we're going to go on all sides of the box visually. So you would inhale for 4 as you go up the side of the box, hold for 4 as you go along the top of the box, exhale for 4 along the side of the box, hold for 4 as you close up the box. So if you want to join me, we'll inhale 4, 3, 2, 1, hold 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause. Let's do that a few times on your own so you can count either out loud to yourself or in your head. And I invite you to begin now with your eyes closed or open. And after you finish this last cycle, return to your normal breathing. This box breathing can be a tool that you can use anytime.
Hi there,
And
I'm
it
Tammy,
does
and before
help to
we
bring you
begin
back
our
to the present
practice
moment,
together
to be where
today,
your feet are.
put on some
Because your
comfy
brain is
clothes that
focusing
you're
on
able to
breath,
move
it's
around
focusing on
freely.
count, it might be
If you want to
focusing
have
on
some water, or
visualizing.
sometimes I
Sometimes I
even have
so
a
it's
cup of
bringing you
tea or
back to
coffee
that
by my
present moment,
side.
and it can
And if
release
you'd like to sit up
any
on a blanket
thoughts
or
that are
bolster,
taking you into the past or out
you
into
can
the
bring
future, or
that to your
causing you
mat before
anxiousness or
we
anxiety.
begin.
So
Just
a tool
create a
for you
nice,
to use
comfy,
anytime.
sacred
Let's take
space
another
for
collective
yourself.
breath in.
And come on, join me on the mat.
And exhale as we begin to warm our body up. We'll first begin with pelvic tilts, focusing on our pelvis area. You're going to just tip forward and then back. So inhale forward, Exhale back. You can rest your hands there if you'd like. Inhale forward. Exhale back. One more time. Inhale forward and exhale back. And now we're going to move up to our rib cage area. So focusing on our center section here and just creating a circle. So your side, forward, side, back. You can use your hands on your knees for support if you'd like. Inhaling forward and exhaling back, making this nice, smooth, fluid, circular motion. And then when you get to the front again, pause and reverse the direction. So this time, inhaling on your way back and exhaling forward. Inhaling back and exhaling forward. One more time, inhaling back and exhaling forward. And then come to a neutral position, sitting nice and tall. Spine nice and tall and straight as possible, head reaching up to the sky, feeling very grounded beneath you. Resting your left hand on your right knee, putting your right hand back behind you, looking gently over your right shoulder for this nice twist, sitting up nice and tall in your body. Inhale and exhale, release it coming forward. Resting your right hand on your left knee, putting your left hand behind you, looking gently over your left shoulder, sitting nice and tall. Inhale and exhale, moving forward, back to center. Moving up to our shoulders, you can either rest your hands on your shoulders or you can keep your hands down on your knees. We're going to create circles with our shoulders. So if you first want to bring them forward, up, back, and down, and then just create a circular motion that way. So inhaling forward, almost then shrugging your shoulders up, exhaling back and down and around. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. 2 more times. Inhale forward, exhale back. Last time, inhale forward and exhale back. And then we're going to reverse the direction. So inhaling back, scrunching your shoulders up, exhaling forward, dropping your shoulders down. Inhale back, exhale forward, inhale back, exhale forward. One more time. Inhale back and exhale forward, releasing your shoulders down. Inhale, exhale, release your shoulders down even more. Looking over your right shoulder, gentle gaze over your right shoulder, feeling a nice stretch in the left side, maybe even the back of your neck. Like right now, I'm feeling it in the right back of my neck. Inhale, exhale back to center, looking over your left shoulder, creating a nice stretch on the other side. Still sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, and then back to center. Now dropping your right ear to your right shoulder. So we're just still creating these nice stretches in our neck and our shoulder. Breathing into that. Feeling rooted underneath you. Spine nice and straight and tall. Inhale, exhale your head back to center. And inhale, dropping your left ear to your left shoulder. Inhale, now drop your chin to your chest. So now we're creating this nice stretch on the back of our neck. And now let's just create a circular rotation using those 3 movements. So right ear to right shoulder, Dropping your head back just a little bit, left ear to left shoulder, dropping your chin down. Create that nice circular movement. Right ear to right shoulder, head gently back, left ear, left shoulder, chin down. One more time in that direction. And then pause with your chin down and your chest and reverse the direction. So left ear, left shoulder, slightly back, right ear, right shoulder, chin down. We're going to do that a few more times. Being in this present moment and just feeling this nice gentle movement that you're creating in your body. Last time. And then back to center, putting your head back to neutral, sitting nice and tall, sitting the tallest that you've sat all day, creating a nice straight spine, as straight as you can possibly be, reaching your head up to the sky, almost like there's a string pulling the top of your head up as you sit nice and tall, nice and tall, nice and tall. Inhale and exhale, let it all go. We're going to swing around into tabletop. So coming onto your knees and your hands, your knees will be under your hips, about hip width apart. Your hands under your shoulders. Tap out your feet. Be where your feet are. We hear you feet. We see you feet. We feel you feet. Thank you feet. And then making sure your hands are firmly planted on the ground beneath you as well. Let's even take a moment here to be like fully present in this moment and establish Hasta Bandha or hand lock. So with your finger, taking each finger individually, starting with your pinky, gently lay it down on the mat. Pinky, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, thumb. Now each finger is firmly planted, firmly holding you and supporting you, as well as the heel of your hand. Let's just take a moment here to feel that strength and stability. Breathe into that strength and stability. And your next inhale, look over your right shoulder and push your right hip out a little bit. So we're almost creating like this C-shape form in our spine. And breathe into that. Really feeling the stretch. Inhale and exhale back to center. Inhaling, looking over the left shoulder, pushing the left hip out a little bit so you're creating this C shape on the other side. Breathing into that. Your hands are still firmly planted. The tops of your feet are planted, supporting you. Inhale and exhale back to center. Now we're going to extend our right leg. So our right toes are now planted on the mat and we're pushing through our right heel. So we're creating this nice stretch in the back of our right leg. Hands still firmly planted. Our upper body has not changed. Maybe like our shoulders went back a little bit, our arms went back a little bit as we pushed into our right foot. Other than that, hands remain the same. Inhaling and exhaling, bringing your right knee back to the mat. Inhale, extend your left leg. Your left toes are firmly planted. Your left heel is extended, like you're pushing through your left heel, feeling it most likely in your left calf. Maybe even a little bit in your glutes. Just notice, like be present in the moment and notice where you're feeling it in your body. It's all good. It's this awareness that we're bringing to our body. Inhale and exhale, bringing your left knee back under. So you're back in tabletop. Inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, lift your left arm and your right leg. So now your left arm and your right leg are perpendicular to the mat. Your right hand is still firmly planted, as well as the top of your left foot. Your right toes are pointed down. You're pushing through your right heel. So it's a very active pose. We're holding a pose, but our muscles are really working to keep this pose. Now, if you'd like to join me in a half bow, the inhale here, on our exhale, reach your left hand back to grab your right foot or your right ankle. And if that's accessible to you, then start to pull up, bringing your right knee up a little bit higher. And you're creating this nice stretch in your left shoulder, your right hamstring. It's a nice chest opener. Really breathe into that. Breathe that energy into your body. And exhale gently, 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 letting it all back down. So you're back into tabletop. Let's take a moment just to sit back in child's pose. So just sitting back on your feet. Lift your hands up for a moment and let's just do some wrist circles here to give our wrists a little break. We've been in tabletop for a while. So giving our wrists a break, just twisting our hands around in circles. Releasing that pressure in our wrist. Okay, and back to tabletop so we can do the other side. So back in tabletop, making sure you have your hasta bandha, your hand lock. So your hands are firmly planted. Inhale, exhale, bringing your right arm up and your left leg up. So now you're in sunbird on this side. Your right arm, your left leg perpendicular to the mat. Left toes pointing down. Left heel pushing back through your left heel. You're on your right shin, left hand for support. You even push up through your left hand so your body's not dropping down. If you'd like to join me in a half bow on this side, inhale, exhale, reaching your right hand around to grab your left ankle and pulling up your left leg. So you're creating this nice opener on the right side, right shoulder, your chest, feeling it in your left hamstring. Breathing deeply, deeply into that. Exhale gently, letting it all go. So you're back into tabletop. Once again, sit back in a child's pose. Give your wrists a little love. And from here, we're going to come into our first downward facing dog. So placing your hands more toward the top of your mat, still establishing your hasta bandha, so your hands are fully planted on the mat. Curl your toes and come up onto your toes, lifting your bottom up to the sky, reaching your chest for your thighs, letting your head just hang so your ears are more toward your shoulders. Slight bend in your knees or generous bend, whatever works for you. You can even move things out here if you'd like to, like almost like you're walking on the mat, so your heels are going up and down. You could look under each shoulder to just create some little stretches there. And then come to your downward dog. Looking toward the top of your mat, we're going to come into forward fold. So however you'd like to get there, you want to just take little steps to get up there. We'll meet in forward fold. So feet hip width apart, releasing your upper body down. You can even grab opposite hand to opposite elbow if you like. Let your head hang loose. Nice bend in your knees so you're not creating too much tension there.
You could even wrap your hands or your arms around the back of your knees. Whatever feels right in your body for your forward fold. And your next inhale, come into halfway lift, resting your hands on your shins, flat back, looking down. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to Tadasana, bring your hands together. Exhale down to heart center. Hands back up to the sky again. This time grabbing your left wrist with your right hand, pulling your left arm up over your head with your left knee slightly bent. You're creating this overhead stretch. You really feel it in your left side. Inhale, exhale back up to center, grabbing your right wrist with your left hand over to the left side, bending your right knee, creating this nice stretch on the right side. Inhale, exhale back up to center, bringing your hands around to the back side. So with your fingers either pointed down, or you can have your fingers pointed upward, which would just create a more intense chest opener. Whatever works for you, fingers pointed up, fingers pointed down. Inhale, slightly bend your knees and just create this nice, gentle back arch, back bend, gentle gaze upward. Really breathe into that. This is a great chest and shoulder opener. On your next inhale, with your hands still behind your back, clasp your hands together, and then exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands up to the sky, still clasped together. If this is too much for your shoulders, just release the grasp and just come into your natural forward fold, letting your arms dangle or whatever feels right for you. Inhale. Exhale, releasing your hands down and stepping back into downward dog. Inhale, right foot up to the sky in three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot forward into low lunge. Inhale, rise up into crescent or high lunge. Exhale, open up into warrior two. So checking your front knee so that it's not over to one side, but it's more in line with your foot and not coming out over your ankle. So you want to be able to see your foot. Your heels are in line on the mat, but your back foot, your toes are pointing toward the side of your mat. So if you want to look down and check your legs right now, then your arms, you're raising your arms up so they are parallel to the ground. You might even want to look back and check out your back arm, dropping your shoulders down, gazing over your right arm, gazing forward. Inhale. Exhale, dropping your left hand down to your left leg, your back leg, flipping your right hand over, slightly bending your front foot, your front leg, your right knee a little bit more as you move forward, up, and bringing your right arm up and over. So now we're in reverse warrior. So your feet have not changed. You've just changed your upper body, your arm positions. You might notice a little constriction in your breathing right now. It might be a little bit harder to breathe. Be sure that you're still breathing and not holding your breath. Inhale, exhale, coming back into a low lunge. So you're planting your hands on the mat, twisting on your back toes. So now your toes are all pointing toward the top of your mat again. Inhale, bring your right arm, like trace your right hand on your right leg, bringing your right hand up to the sky as we're in this low lunge twist. And then this first time through this sun salutation, we're going slowly, but then we'll go through it a couple more times at a little bit faster pace. But this time we're just taking time to notice our posture, notice our breath. Inhale, exhale, bringing your right hand back down, stepping your right foot back into three-legged dog, and then lowering it down into down dog. Here you have options for your connecting vinyasa if you'd like to incorporate that, or you can stay in down dog. You can come to child's pose. If you'd like to join me in connecting vinyasa, the first one I'm going to do is coming into plank, so shoulders over your wrists, tipping forward, like almost pushing forward with your toes. So you're coming out over your wrists now, lowering your body gently with your elbows tucked into your side, and then releasing my toes. So now my feet are flat on the ground, lifting my chest up, and I'm even coming up off the mat a bit. So now just the tops of my feet and my hands are on the mat. And I'm looking forward, pushing myself up into the air. So like I'm not scrunched down, my shoulders aren't scrunched down around my ears. I'm pushing up. Inhaling and then exhaling, coming back into down dog. Inhale your left foot up to the sky in three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot forward into low lunge. And inhale up into crescent or high lunge. From your high lunge, inhale. Exhale, open up into warrior two. Checking your alignment. The cues I walked you through last time. Checking your front knee. Checking heel to heel alignment. Checking your arms. Inhaling. Exhaling. Flipping your left palm upward. Dropping your right hand to your right leg. Scooping up, over, and back. So now you're in warrior two. So your left knee is bent a little bit more. Inhale, exhale, cartwheel your hands back down so you're in low lunge. Inhale, bringing your left arm, like tracing it up the side of your calf. Bring it up overhead so you can look up to the sky, up to your left hand. We're back in this low lunge twist. Inhale. Exhale, your left hand back down to the ground. Inhale, your left foot up to the sky. Exhale, foot back down so you're in down dog. If you need a little break here, go ahead and come into child's pose. We'll just be here for a moment. Inhale. Exhale, coming forward into forward fold. So now you're at the top of your mat in forward fold. Inhale up to halfway lift. Exhale down to forward fold. Inhale up to Tadasana, hands to heart center, exhale. Inhale, hands up to the sky. Exhale, grabbing your left wrist, pulling over to the right. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, grabbing your right wrist, pulling over to the left. Back up to Tadasana, hands overhead. Exhale, hands behind your back. Fingers either pointed up or down as we come into this nice, gentle back bend. Breathing in. And your next inhale, clasp your hands behind your back. Exhale, forward fold, raising your hands up to the sky. Releasing your hands down to the ground, stepping back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot up to the sky in three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat in low lunge. Inhale, up into high lunge. Exhale, open into warrior two. Inhale, up and back into reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down into low lunge. Inhale, hand up to the sky in low lunge twist. Exhale, hand back down into low lunge. Inhale, right foot up to the sky in three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot down into down dog. Again, you have an option for connecting vinyasa. This time, I will lower my knees to the mat, gently lower my belly to the mat, still with my elbows at my side, and then a low cobra. So just lifting my upper body a bit. My legs are fully planted on the ground, and I have a gentle gaze downward, so I'm not creating tension on the back of my neck. Breathing into that space. And then back into downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot up to the sky in three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot to the front of the mat in low lunge. Inhale, up into high lunge. Exhale, open into warrior two. Inhale, reversing your warrior. Exhale, cartwheeling your hands down into low lunge. Inhale, opening up into low lunge twist. Exhale, hand back down to the mat in the low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Option to go into child's pose here for a moment if you'd like. You can even do those wrist circles here if that feels good for you. And then we'll be going through the sun salutation one more time. So meeting in downward facing dog. How are you doing with being where your feet are and being in the present moment? Let's go one more time here. Right foot up to the sky in three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot forward in low lunge. Inhale, coming up to high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel down to low lunge. Inhale, low lunge twist. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward dog. Again, connecting vinyasa option here. And we'll meet in down dog. Inhale, left foot up to the sky. Exhale, left foot forward in low lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down into low lunge. Inhale, low lunge twist. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhaling and exhaling. Looking toward the top of your mat. Coming up to the top of your mat in forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway full. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up to the sky in Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhaling up to the sky, grabbing your left wrist. Exhaling, pulling over to the right side. Inhaling up to the sky. Exhaling, hands behind your back, fingers pointed down or up into the slight back bend. Clasping your hands together. Exhale, forward fold, lifting your hands up to the sky. Inhale, letting your hands release to the ground. And exhale, stepping back into downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to either come into child's pose, or if you want to make any movement, any more stretches in your downward facing dog, I invite you to do that here. What does it mean for you to be where your feet are? Lifting your right foot up to the sky, stepping forward into low lunge. And we're going to come back into high lunge. This is also called crescent. So dropping our shoulders back. Our knee is not over our ankle. It's in line with our foot. So we can see our foot and it's just slightly back. And we're on our back left toes. Hands up to the sky. And I'll open them up into cactus arms. So your arms are like this now. Inhaling. Exhale, close your arms. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And this time, open your arms, spread them out wide, and we're going to do a high lunge twist here. So you're opening your arms up, your feet, your legs are the same. And you're twisting to the right side. Breathing into that, you might feel a little wobbly on the bottom. That's okay. This is where we really want to try to be as present in the moment as we can. Be rooted through our feet. Inhaling, exhaling, back up into high lunge. Inhaling, back into low lunge. Exhaling, stepping our foot into three-legged dog. Inhaling down into down dog. With an option for any connecting vinyasa that you'd like, or go into child's pose or into downward dog. Meeting in downward dog. Inhale your left foot up into the sky for three-legged dog. Exhale your left foot forward into low lunge. Even if you need to help your foot forward, it's all good. It's all good. Inhaling up into cactus. Into crescent or high lunge. Inhale, exhale, bringing our hands together so our bottom stays in the same position, but we're clasping our hands together behind us and pulling our hands down. So we're still creating this nice chest opener, shoulder opener. Drop even a little bit more down into your legs if you'd like. Gentle gaze upward. Breathe this in, this openness, this spaciousness. Inhale, exhale, releasing your hands. And now we're coming into a twist on this side. So opening your arms up wide, gentle gaze toward the left. Creating this twist on this side now. Hands nice and open and receiving. Even as though you are even grasping onto something. Grasping onto this goodness of this practice, grasping onto this space that you've created for yourself, this moment in time that you've
create it for yourself that you're super present in. And even if you're not, giving yourself grace in the moment. Inhale, exhale, coming back up into high lunge. Inhale, down into low lunge. Exhale into three-legged dog. Inhale, down into down dog. Go ahead and come into child's pose if you would like a little break here, or stay in downward dog, or wiggle out your downward dog if you would like. Now, from downward dog, we're going to inhale, bringing our right foot forward into low lunge. And then coming up into high lunge. Opening up into warrior two. And now this time from warrior two, we're going to turn toward the left side of our mat. So turning our both feet toward the left side of your mat, bringing your heels in a little bit so your toes are pointed out toward the corners of your mat. We're coming into goddess pose. So sitting down, making sure still that your knees are not coming out over your ankles, but sitting down into this pose, resting your hands at heart center, breathing into this. Maybe even rest your hands on your heart for a moment and feeling your heartbeat. Your body is working so hard for you. Bring your hands back to heart center. We're going to do some heel lifts. So we'll be on our toes, inhaling our heels up, exhaling heels down. Inhaling heels up, exhale heels down. Inhale heels up, exhale heels down. One more time, inhaling heels up and exhaling heels down. Turning toward the top of your mat, we'll come back down into low lunge. So you're twisting both your feet, planting your hands on the mat, stepping your foot back into downward facing dog. Option for connecting Vinyasa here of your choice, or come into child's pose or stay in downward facing dog. There's no wrong way, whatever your body's feeling, and you could switch it up every time too. It doesn't have to be the same each time. From downward facing dog, we'll bring our left foot forward into low lunge and then rise up into high lunge. Opening up into warrior two. We're coming into goddess on this other side now. So I'm going to switch around so that you're not just looking at my back. We're in warrior two. And turning our toes now toward the right side of our mat, heels in, toes pointed to the corner. Again, sit down into your goddess pose, maybe even a little bit lower this time. So you've established Pada Bandha on your feet. So you have foot lock. Your feet are fully supporting you and holding you right now. Resting your hands on your hips. Start to create some hip circles. And then pause and reverse the direction. And then pause. And then turning toward the front of your mat again, coming into a low lunge, and then stepping back into your downward dog. Feel free to come into child's pose here if you'd like, or stay in your down dog. Now this last sequence before our closing, we are going to step right into a high lunge. So looking toward the top of your mat, step your left foot up toward the top and straight up into high lunge.
If you're not able to do that in one fluid movement, that is okay. Just find your way into high lunge. Breathing in here. I'm going to offer a couple of transitions here. So one of them, if you'd like to join me, I'm going to come into a warrior 3 position. So from that, I'm going to bring my hands to heart center, and with my right foot firmly planted, I'm going to step forward onto my right foot, lifting my left foot up to the sky. I want to make sure my hips are as square as possible. Left toes pointing it down. I just noticed I bent my right knee a little bit to help stabilize myself. The other option you could do from high lunge is to step forward, and instead of coming into warrior 3, just hug your left knee into your chest and wiggle out your left ankle if you'd like. I know for me that feels really good because I have an injury there, so it feels good to wiggle my left ankle out. And if you're in that warrior 3 transition, go ahead and meet us here, hugging our left knee in. Also, if you're in high lunge and not able to step right forward to grab your knee, that's okay too. You can just bring your left foot forward and then bring your left knee to your left chest, to your chest. From here, we're all left knee into our chest. Begin to grab your left ankle with your left hand and start to tip forward, bringing your right arm up, and it'll help you create some stability. And this is just a variation of dancer, so however far you want to come down, however much you want to lift your left knee up. Your right knee or leg might be wobbly, and that's okay too. You could feel free to step out and step back in whenever you need to. And then inhale, bringing your left knee back up into hug. Exhale, release your foot down and just shake your feet out. Shake your feet out, shake your legs out. I know that was a lot. Inhaling, raising your hands back up to the sky. Exhale and planting your hands down and stepping back into downward facing dog. Connecting Vinyasa option here if you'd like. All meeting in downward facing dog. Now we have the other side to do. So if you're able to, step your left foot up, right up into high lunge. Otherwise, just make your way and meet me in high lunge. Now on this side, you know the options. You can either come into warrior 3 transition. You can bring your right knee into your chest, hugging your right knee in, or you can step up and then hug your right knee in. Whatever you'd like to do, go ahead, and I offer you an invitation to do that right now. Each side may feel a little bit different for you. And you may be able to do something on one side that you're not quite able to do on the other side, and that's okay too. So we'll all meet hugging our right knee into our chest, grabbing your right ankle with your right hand, slowly tipping forward, extending your left arm out, bringing your right foot up to the sky if that's possible. And then bringing your right knee back into your chest. Lowering your right foot, shaking it all out. Inhaling, hands back up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to the mat. And then step down into your downward dog. Gently lower your knees to the mat. Swing your feet around. That was quite the sequence, right? Whew. And come onto your back. Lifting your feet up to the sky, waterfall legs. So your feet are flexed, almost as though you're standing on the ceiling, on the sky. Go ahead and massage your legs if that feels good for you. Bringing your knees in, hugging your knees. Extending your right leg out and bringing your right knee up and over. So you have this little twist now. So your right leg is over your left leg is draping over your right, holding your left knee with your right hand, extending your left arm out. You can even tilt your head to the left if you'd like. Right toes are pointed up to the sky. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, releasing your left leg. Bringing your right knee in, giving that a little hug. And then resting your left hand and your right knee, bringing your right leg across your left leg, extending your right arm out with a gentle gaze. Your head over your right. Inhale back to center. And exhale, bringing your feet to the outside of your mat, dropping your knees together. Just letting your body relax into the mat. If there's any other movement here that you feel your body is needing, even stretching your arms out a little bit. Maybe even up overhead. And we'll come to rest here in Shavasana. So still with our feet planted at the side of our mat, our knees resting together, arms open, letting the ground hold us and support us in this moment. Noticing how our feet are firmly planted on the ground, that we're feeling that support from Mother Earth. I will just rest here for a minute or two. You can stay in Shavasana longer if you'd like, or if you're ready to
move into the next thing of your day, go ahead and wiggle your fingers and your toes, scooting over to one side of the mat, coming onto one side, resting even here for a moment, and then gently bringing yourself back up to seated. Hands to heart center, inhaling and exhaling. Maybe noticing how or if your body is feeling differently from when you started your practice. Invitation to be where your feet are throughout your day and to come back to this, or even this phrase at any time, as a reminder to yourself. So much gratitude for you. Thank you for joining me in this space. Namaste.